everyone to the Perspective Podcast. Today I have my man, the dream team, Mr. DBZenkai himself. Zenkai, say what up to the people.
What's good with y'all? How y'all doing today?
Alrighty, and just so everyone knows who you are, what do you do and how would you define yourself?
Pretty much what I do is I stream on Twitch as well as upload to YouTube. I would say, how do I define myself? I'm pretty straightforward. I keep it real. I like anime a lot, and I mean, that's really all it is, too. I mean, I keep it real. I like anime a lot, and that's what you're going to get from me. That's really all you're going to get from me.
Hey, there we go. One thing I do, remember, I'm sure you had the same experience, too, growing up, was kind of like, actually, now online, it's even stronger, but, that black nerd, group.
Yeah.
It's one of, the chillest, awesome groups ever.
I noticed that when I got older, because in elementary school, I didn't have that. It was always... If you did this, regardless of whether I did it too, you were a nerd. I didn't want to be a part of it. It was middle school came around. That was the Pokemon stage. That was a little bit of elementary school. People would play Pokemon. That's the only thing that was cool. But anything else, nah. Then we got into high school. Everybody started talking about Dragon Ball Z and all this stuff. I was like, oh, so we here now. All right.
It was
fine
so,
with this.
Yeah, it was so shunned kind of. We were growing you watch those Japanese cartoons, those Chinese cartoons. I didn't
even call it anime back then. That was just a cartoon. That was just a cartoon, man.
Oh man, which technically they are. It's not nothing wrong with it.
Yeah, it's just that we didn't call it anime back then. Yeah. You know what I mean. They still cartoons.
Oh man, so what anime got you into all of them?
What anime got me into?
Yeah, that transitional one.
I honestly, I might have to say Zoids. I don't know if you know what that is. You know what that is? You hit the Zoids? All right. So the Zoids actually is, for the people who don't know this, it's like a mech anime, but they fight with robot or mechanical animals, I guess you could say. They're not... It's hard to really explain. They're really dope. They're really cool.
Yeah, it's like robotic... It's like imagine Gundams, but in the shape of animals.
Yeah, but it doesn't have to be line. Well, some of the stuff would be like lines and stuff like that, but some of them look like dinosaurs and some other stuff. It's very cool. It might sound corny, but it's extremely cool.
It's awesome,
to be honest. Yeah.
Oh man, did you watch that on Cartoon Network growing up too? That's one.
I watched that on Cartoon Network. Yeah.
I
wasn't into Nicktoons much growing up, just because all the anime was on Cartoon Network. So I mean, got into it through that.
Has Nick ever had anime on it? I don't think so. Top of my head, I can't think of it.
Nah, I can't think of one.
Yeah, because I know Disney even had Naruto at one point.
They had Disney XD going on, so they had Naruto. Did they have Beyblade too? I can't remember. I know for a fact they had Naruto going on Disney XD at some point. And that was really dope to me.
Yeah,
it gave a lot of people who are on the West Side a chance to actually see some anime again, and that kind of got me a little bit back into anime because it was a little break I had. But when XD came on, we had Naruto coming on. I was like, oh, this is a thing. I'm about to start watching this again. And then from that point, it just took off.
I'm still amazed that Disney picked up Naruto because it can get kind of dark sometimes in some places. So I was like, really, Disney?
What was Disney XD? So it's like Disney XD. They were, I wouldn't say edgy, but it was stuff on there that you wouldn't expect to see on Disney Channel or anything else involving Disney. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Man, that was still even. I guess that was a really good sign of the times changing too. If Disney picks it up, that kind of validates it in the TV space, for sure.
It's you gotta watch this. You gotta watch this, but I'm not gonna lie. Some of the stuff they be showing nowadays, I mean, I'm not for that. But that's probably because I'm older. I don't know. Probably, maybe younger generation probably likes that a little bit more than we can appreciate it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's kind of we like all shows from the 90s, but the minute we see something from 2000s, this is stupid. When it's the same thing.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I be saying when a lot of people try to go crazy about Teen Titans Go or whatever it's called. And personally, I can look at it and I say, this is an entertaining show. It's different, but I can definitely understand how kids would love this, but we can't like this because we're already used to that action-packed, just more serious tone type of Teen Titans. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah. Who's your favorite Teen Titan?
I might have to go with Raven, Beast Boy, or I don't know, man. I love them all.
Yeah,
it might have to be Raven though. It might have to be Raven. Honestly, I like Raven a lot.
Baby
She's
girl
really
Raven.
cool.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I like Raven a lot.
I was always a Cyborg guy.
Cyborg, I like Cyborg. I really do. It was one time I wasn't really banging with him though. I felt like he was. I don't know. It felt like he was just being a little too emotional when he didn't need to be. But he was cool. He was cool. He was definitely really cool.
Yeah, I think I liked him the most because of the things he would talk about in the episode that focused like on him. Had a lot of like real. Like I know I had a friend somewhere that dealt with those same issues that he was, and it was very easy to connect to that.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
And felt less like preachy, but more of like an actual internal struggle, which you don't really see a lot. Because sometimes you see Aesop's in cartoons in like animes where it's like, don't worry, power friendship will do all. It's just like I can't accomplish this, but no, Cyborg was like, bro, I don't know who I am, man. I'm trying, but it's
like,
hard
I gotta
out
do
here.
this. Like, I gotta do this.
I feel him. I feel him so hard.
I know what you mean. I felt bad for Beast Boy too. I mean, that man went through it. That man went through it. He didn't have to go through it like that. He did my man's dirty.
What which part are you talking about? Because I can't think I refresh
the whole Terra thing.
Oh, ooh.
Beast Boy and Terra.
Ooh.
That hurt.
Oh, yeah. Oh, rip Beast Boy. Oh my god.
GG's in the chat.
GG's. So, we know how you got into anime, which is Zoids.
Yeah.
Greatest show ever, by the way. Like, well, I don't know if I'd say best show, but it was a very fun show.
Yeah, it was very dope for its time. Like, a lot of people probably could try to watch it now, and they might not enjoy it as much as we did. But for its time, when we watched it, that was lit. That was lit, my boy Van. That was dope. That was dope.
Oh man, yeah. But so Zoids, what got you into making videos?
Got me into making videos. So actually, I've wanted to do YouTube for a while now. Now, if I had to say one YouTuber that really made me start to want to make YouTube videos, it would have to be Chris Move. Honestly, it would have to be Chris Move. I was very into 2K. At some point, I'm not into 2K nearly as much. In fact, at one point, I was a 2K YouTuber content creator, but I fell off of that because if you like 2K, I mean, I'm glad you can find joy in it, but that community wasn't out for me.
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah, and one of my homies was actually in the 2K community at the time. He had about, I think, 15,000 subs at the time when I didn't have anything at all. Or he might have 20. Yeah, I think he had 20K. He had 20K. He was talking to me. He was like, yeah, bro, you should do this, that, this, that, this, that. And I was like, well, I don't have the equipment. And then he told me how I could actually start recording using the Xbox app because I had an Xbox. And if you use the Xbox app, then you could literally record wirelessly. It's one of the weirdest things, but you can literally record wirelessly. You can do live comm and everything. And the quality isn't as good as a capture card. Of course, sometimes you'll have frame drops and stuff like that. But I mean, that's how we started. That's how we started. After a while, I caught my own little groove, and now we're here.
Hey, you got to start somewhere.
Yeah. That's the thing. And that's after that, that's when I realized, hey, yo, you really can start with literally anything, I feel like. Because as my friend told me with the Xbox app, you could make content with that. You could even try to just compile some clips on your phone or something like that. I wouldn't recommend that, but I mean, you could, honestly. Like, if you plan on improving your content and you're not just planning on staying complacent with what you got, then honestly, I would say, go ahead. I mean, boss up whenever you're ready. Go ahead. That's how I feel, personally.
Yeah, the number one thing I tell everybody is starting is the most important thing to do. Doesn't matter how good your stuff is. You can put out the worst thing in the world. Because don't worry. If you do it long enough, everyone thinks the first thing of everything is going to be horrible.
Like, when I go back and watch my older vids, I just cringe. I was just like, ooh, that was bad. It got views, but that was bad. I don't want to do that anymore, man. But as I said, though, it's just crazy to think, all right, we came from a 4 GB RAM laptop that had poor wireless connection. I had my Turtle Beach headset. That's how I recorded my audio. I had no audio editing software. I had one video editing software, and that's that's really all I had. Now I got this PC. I got the setup. I mean, it's not the best setup in the world, but I mean, I can do pretty much whatever I want in terms of content.
Yeah.
At this point, so I'm straight.
There you go. So you said you started out with just the Xbox wirelessly, right? While recording it. Now, it seems like it was actually decent to like get stuff out there, though, right?
Well, I would edit it so that it would look better, but there was definitely times where, and this is one thing I have to absolutely stress. There was times where I would literally record maybe 30 minutes to an hour, and everything just looked disgusting to the point where I couldn't even upload it. And I was just like, yeah, well, that was time wasted. But you know what? We're going to keep trying. We just going to keep trying. Eventually, we'll get it right. And, I mean, I got right, I guess. We're here now.
Yeah, you did. You have a pretty successful channel. Very steady viewer base.
I guess you can say.
Well, like I said, it's weird. Whenever we say success, it really depends on whoever is talking about it. Because for some people, like, getting 100 views is amazing. Getting 100 views is absolute garbage.
Yeah, I know.
Perspective.
I know what you mean. I actually was talking about this on stream the other day. One of my videos had gotten 5,000 views, and somebody mentioned that in the chat. And I was like, I'm not gonna lie, like, that's great and all. I'm very happy for that. But just knowing that at some point I was averaging like 10K or more per video within a day, I was like, yeah, that 5K, I mean, that's nice and all, but that's not, I mean, I'm happy. I'm at least happy it got some views. Like, I'm glad somebody enjoyed it, but I'm not absolutely elated because of it. But if I think back maybe 2 years ago, then I would have went crazy off of that. It's funny because that video actually got like 47,000 views within a few days or something like that. Like, it just went up recently. It's like, I don't know. It was like, oh, you rapping now? You talking about you not appreciating your views? Okay. Show up then. You ready now?
Oh man, yeah. So what would you say is? Now you said 15 like 20K is like your. Actually, right now, this exact moment. What would you say for you is a successful video?
Successful video?
Yeah. What qualities about it?
Qualities? Or are you talking about stats?
Honestly, anything you would say would constitute a successful video for you.
Okay. Let me just put this out here now. Well, it depends on what type of video I'm doing.
Yeah, it's very.
I was about to say my commentary, but then sometimes. Okay, if I'm doing a live comm, I'll just put this scenario in there. All right, I did a live comm video. I'm playing online. I'm having fun, or I'm trying to have fun, and I'm trying to showcase that I'm having fun while providing entertaining content in the process. Okay, if my live commentary is, I wouldn't necessarily even say on point, like just as long as it shows that I'm really having fun, and I've been doing a very good job with that recently. I've been having a lot of fun playing the stuff that I've been playing. So we go from that, and then we go to actually editing the video. As long as I make sure the sound effects are on point, as long as stuff isn't too loud, as long as I do visual effects on point, good music. That's one thing I always pride myself on. Whenever I make videos, I always make sure to have some of the best music I could possibly put in there. There's always somebody in the comment section saying, hey, yo, like, what's the song? So if I can do all of that and hopefully be able to finish editing within 5 hours, if possible, because that normally doesn't happen. But I mean, if I can, then get it out. Let's say the video can get 5K or more within the first few days. Then I would say that was a very successful video for me personally. Very successful. Very successful. I'll put that emphasis on the very. The very.
Okay. Yeah. So that's one thing too I like hearing from other people. Because for me, say with me, with the cast, as long my goal, and I say this is always my goal, if 100 people can learn something from the video, can learn something from the cast, or get a different like view of something, then that is great. If one person does it, that's just as great. Because for me,
yeah, I feel you on that.
It's I did this mainly because I wanted to learn more about other people. Because I noticed I was kind of isolated. I wasn't really learning as much as I wanted to. I started learning like, hey, there's other ways of thinking. There's other ways of approaching life. And so, like, you know, talking to people. So mainly it's for me, but at the same time, like, you know, you always do want to get people eyes on your stuff. Like, it's at the same.
Yeah, I was just thinking more so for the sake of the channel growing.
Yeah.
But that's why I have my streams and stuff. Like, I even say it when I stream, I don't even care how many viewers I actually have in there. I actually even put it in one of my rules. Don't mention how many people are watching. I'm not worried about that. As long as people are watching and enjoying the stream, that's all I'm really caring about. If somebody wants to learn something from the stream, I'm there to teach. I'm for that. That's why I mostly do my streams. Like, I'll post and I'll say, hey, yo, if you guys want to have kind of a one-on-one, even though it's more than just a one-on-one, but it's closer to a one-on-one than anything else. Just as long as you're getting something out of this, this would be the time. This is definitely the time to pull up.
I feel like that's the best way to like have streams be kind of like an office hours in a way with like a group of people. Because I assume your main platform is YouTube, which it is, right?
I mean, in terms of popularity, I guess you would have to say YouTube. But honestly, I mean, I'm fine on both at this point. I mean, sometimes I'll stream, I won't even upload. Like yesterday, I didn't even upload. I just streamed because I decided, hey, yo, today is, well, I do a little thing called Sub Sundays, where it's like if you're a sub, then you get priority over everybody else on Sundays. So I said, you know what? This is more important right now to me than YouTube. So I'm going to do this. It's not even a matter of how many people are going to be watching. It's more so a matter of what I feel like personally is more important. And I feel like at the end of the day, what would be the most important thing? It would be, as you said, somebody getting something out of what you're providing. So I felt like I need to give back to the people who are subbed to me. I feel like that's more important than just throwing out a video of me having fun on a game. I don't want to downplay that or anything, but I mean, that's just how it is. That's just how it is to me personally.
Okay, yeah, I get you. That's actually interesting. I like hearing that. What so if you had to, actually, before I go into this one, do you think that YouTube is harder to start than Twitch, or vice versa?
Now, this one is kind of a funny topic because I'll put it to you like this. If you are top class, one of the absolute best players at a game, you feel me? And you know that you can have a nice setup and everything, I might have to say Twitch might be the better thing for you if it's a popular game. If it's a popular game that you're nice at and you're just one of the best, you have a nice setup and everything, and you feel like talking to people directly, or just maybe even talking to yourself, because when you start off on Twitch, Sadomi, you probably know, you're just talking to yourself, and anyone pulls up, I mean, we here.
Yep.
We here. That's just how it is. That's how it was when I started streaming, man, back in like 2015. I was just, all right, if you're here, you're here. We just talking. But if you feel like you were comfortable with that, Twitch might be the better thing for you to start off with. But if you're not as confident in that, and you want to try to be a little bit more creative with a few things, you want to try out or try experiment a little bit, I would say start with YouTube. Try to make some YouTube videos. Because it's been a few of my videos, literally, it just took me a few minutes. I just said, you know what, I'm going to just throw this together. I'm going to upload it just because I think my most viewed video has over 300,000 views or something like that. I literally thought about that and made it within 20 minutes and just threw it up there. So you just got to think, okay, the clout that came from that might just, if you're planning on streaming and uploading the way I do, you got to think, okay, the clout that just came from that will transition over to Twitch. And then that's going to make it easier for you to have an audience on Twitch. But, so I don't know. I feel like it's a situational thing. It's a case-by-case thing. Some people might be able to do Twitch. And then, as I said, if you're trying to upload and stream, which I actually do recommend, if you have the time to. If you have the time to, I do recommend it. But if you are just that nice and you're more comfortable starting off with Twitch and everything, do that, and then try to make that clout transition to YouTube. If you're more comfortable with trying to experiment with some things, or maybe you're not as comfortable with trying to just put your face on camera, talking to yourself, something like that, then maybe I would have to say YouTube would be the better thing to start off with. Even though talking to yourself can be an issue with YouTube too, because some people don't know how live comm. That will come though. I feel like live comm is something that not everyone's good at immediately. I was awful at it. I still feel like I do have some issues, and I point them out every single time I finish something. I'm like, oh yeah, if I didn't stutter right there, this would sound better. If I didn't get caught up on my words right here, this would sound better. Stuff like that. Stuff like that. It's just a learning experience. You'll get better as you go.
For sure. Like I feel the same way with this cast. Every time I listen, because every time I go to edit it, I don't really edit it. I just listen to it through, and I cut out things that, like, you know, just
trim
need to
it
be
up
cut
a
out.
little bit.
Yeah, trim it up. And I notice every single time I'm like, or I take a weird pause, or every single detail. And before,
I do that too, man. I do that too.
Exactly. Did you ever have a time where you were just like, a video was like, I sound so bad, fuck it, I'm just gonna upload it and just go cry in a corner?
It's been times, and it's crazy because I don't even do this in person. I don't do this in person at all. But I say like a lot. I don't even know if I've done it. Have I done it so far today?
I haven't actually been paying attention to the likes. I don't normally try not to do it for people.
Hopefully I didn't, but there's been some days where I went and recorded, and I would just be like, you feel me? I just, and at the end of the day, I'm just looking at my screen. I'm confused. Why did I think this was okay? There's no way at all that this could have possibly been the right thing to do in this situation. But stuff like that happens. Stuff like that just naturally happens when you're trying to talk to nobody when you're recording. Yeah, well, I mean, sometimes I do think of it as just me talking directly to my subs or viewers. That's normally how I try to think of it. I said sometimes. It's normally how I do try to think of it, just so I can get out of that whole mindset of nobody's going to watch this type thing. Think of it as somebody's going to watch this. Somebody's going to like it. Even if somebody doesn't watch it, think of it that way. Because I feel like you'll have a better time trying to record. Personally. Definitely
yourself is probably the biggest, at least for me, when I was making anything that wasn't this podcast. It was just, oh my God, I can't sit and edit videos because I'm like, that's not good enough. I gotta make that super good. I don't want to spend 2 weeks doing this for one video. No, I don't want to do that. So I'm just like, so I just wouldn't upload them. I have like 20 videos on my computer that I will probably never put up because I'm like, these aren't good enough. Like they're full videos already done and set. I just gotta put the bitches up, but.
And that's another thing. I've even pointed this out in a video. Matter of fact, I need to do another one of these. But I made some tips type of video. And I said before, when I made that video, I don't even remember what it was exactly called. That's how many videos I made. But I said in the video that when you create content, if you're interested in the type of content that you're uploading, because I know there's some content creators that honestly aren't even interested in watching the type of content they're creating. They just know that they're good at this and that other people will watch it. But if you know for a fact that you're actually into the type of stuff that you're uploading, try to think of it this way. Would I like this video? Would I watch this video from start to finish? Think of that while you're editing and after you're done editing, before you upload it. Think of it that way. And if the answers are yes, if it all checks out, I feel like you should have done a pretty good job with your video. Just try to work on it, try to improve. And after you finish that, if you feel like you did a good job, think to yourself, how can I make this better for the next time? So that's what I try to do.
It's a good mindset.
Sometimes that might not even be trying to do more for the video. Honestly, it might be doing less. That's what I've noticed with myself. I felt like at one point I was doing too much. In my videos now, I don't do nearly as much or not as time consuming. But I do feel like the delivery is better. I feel like people enjoy the videos more now than what they might have back then. This is me personally.
Hey, that's yeah. I feel that. Like I said, you gotta just see if you take pride in your work. Pretty much, take pride in your work. Now, what if you don't feel like it's people gonna like it? What do you do then?
You feel like people are not going to like it?
Yeah, and like the more you work on it, you just can't get to that point. Do you scrap it? Or
you can't get to that point. I would say to scrap it, honestly, because if you're throwing up content that you know you don't like, and then on top of that, you see that people are not watching it as well, then that's just going to weigh heavily on your mind. That's going to hurt you a lot more than I feel like scrapping a project would, because at least you're acknowledging, you're saying, hey, yo, I could do better than this. Or maybe as you said, maybe you just can't do better. You could say to yourself, all right, well, I tried. Nobody else is telling me it's trash. I mean, I guess it just isn't it for me. Maybe I can try something better later. I can try something different later. If not, then I mean, not everybody is cut out to be a content creator. I feel like everyone might be able to if they can find the right thing to try and make content about. But as I spoke on the delivery and everything, some people just aren't able to deliver it well. And if you feel like you can't, then I'm sorry. It's not for everybody. It's like if I want to go play basketball, and I feel like if I recall correctly, at some point I actually did want to be, what was it, NFL? I think it was NFL. I said basketball, but let's get to football. Okay, so I played football growing up and stuff. Wanted to be in the NFL. I realized at some point, yes, I feel like I'm good at football, but do I feel like I'm at the point where I'm going to be able to make it to the NFL? And I don't want to crush anyone's dreams while watching this, but I feel like you need to be realistic when thinking about yourself. When thinking about what yourself and what you're about to do, can you really see yourself doing it? If you can, then keep pushing your dream. But if you're already realizing this really ain't it for me, this isn't really working out, you want to be a punter, but you can't punt, you're not getting any better at punting, okay, stop punting. Stop punting. Try to figure something else out and try to be great at that. Because there's always something in this world that somebody's good at. I don't want anyone thinking that they can't do anything. You can do something. You just gotta find it. And that might take years, honestly. Some people don't know that. I know I talked to you before this. I said I didn't want to bring up family and everything, but my uncle, he talks to me about this all the time. He said he didn't figure out what he wanted to do in life until he was like middle-aged and everything. So, I mean, that's just how it is. I mean, he did what he wanted to do but he realized that wasn't, well, I say he did what he wanted to do. I don't even know if that's what, I want to give out all his information, but it was pretty much a situation where he was doing stuff, he wasn't happy with it, and then he said, you know what, we're going to do this, we're going to try it out, because I think this is going to work. Try it out, it worked for him, and yeah, that's what I said, just try out stuff, you might not know what it is until later, but just try out different things, y'all. Y'all can't be afraid to just venture out. Try different things.
Oh, for sure. I understand. I still don't know what I exactly want to do.
That's okay.
Floating. Yeah, it's okay.
That's perfectly fine. I'm so serious. It's perfectly fine, man.
So I'm assuming you didn't want to, like when you were 5, you weren't like, I want to make videos online and make people laugh.
Yeah, when I was 5, I was more into let's go outside and play tag type thing. I don't even know if they do that nowadays. but I was more into let's go play football or something like that. Sometimes no, but this is the thing. I've always been into video games. I wouldn't. I think it was around the age of 8. I think somebody put it into my mind of becoming a professional gamer. They told me that was a thing, and I was like, okay, I can do that. I'm doing this, even though I'm not going to be no pro gamer at anything. I don't think I am. I'm good at a lot of games, but I don't call myself no pro.
Yeah, I feel you. There's a lot of no-lifers out there, I'll say.
Yeah. They don't got to worry about editing video. They get somebody else to do that for them. You feel me? Me personally, I gotta do that myself. So yeah,
So
that's his own film.
yeah. So when you said you wanted to be in the NFL, was that like your only thing you wanted to do when you were like younger? Think coming up like that and
I
like
had a
programmer
bunch of
thing.
different ideas. And I feel like that's something that a lot of people should try to have as they go about life. Just have a bunch of different ideas. Don't I would even say try to pursue them right away because some stuff is better pursued later on in life because it'll just be a better situation for you to try to pursue that later on in life. Like for example, with the content creating, um, I mentioned Chris Move at some point. I wanted to try to pursue content creating at that time when I was, how old was I? I don't even remember. Anyone who's watching this and knows what year it was when Chris Move was really popping, that was the year. I'm 21 now, so subtract now from from then. That's all I was. Shoot, I would have to say during that time, it probably wouldn't have been the best thing for me because of the fact all I asked for equipment wise was at the time nobody was talking about Elgatos. It was HD PVRs, and that was actually my first game capture device. It worked well for me for a while, but now I have the Elgato with the PC and everything. But that's literally the only thing I wanted because I was thinking this is all I need. I had no guidance or anything towards making content. I was just thinking HD PVR, I'm winning. That type of thing. And my mom did not get it for me, and I was very upset with that. But now that I think about it, it might have been better that she didn't, because what if I had tried to pursue YouTube back then? Nothing worked out because I didn't have any of the equipment or anything like that to try to do well with YouTube. Maybe that would have crushed all my dreams, and I would have said YouTube, Twitch, everything is just a waste of time. This is not for me. You feel me? Like that would have changed my whole mindset and everything. But I always kept it in the back of my mind. Say, you know what? I can't do this now. Maybe someday though. That someday came. So, and I still have ideas. Some stuff that I might want to do later. I might pursue. I mean, like I feel like everyone should have that. Like what? I've actually been thinking about going back into trying to do programming. Ooh. I tried that before at some point. It wasn't for me, but I've been thinking about doing it maybe later. We'll see though. We'll see. I don't know, but we'll see.
Okay. Like I said, it's nice to have different options, different experiences too, to help, you know.
And I don't even know if I'm going to try that. I don't know if I'll ever even try it, but just try to have different ideas, honestly. If something doesn't work out, something else might. Just try it. Try it out. Be happy. Be happy in the process of doing it. Yeah. Don't do stuff you don't want to do.
Don't do stuff you want. Don't stuff you don't want to do. I was just gonna lead you stuff you want to do later.
Yeah,
that's what I see.
But I feel like that's still doing what you want to do, because what you're doing is trying to make sure that you put yourself in a better situation to pursue what will ultimately make you happy at the end of the day. So I feel like at the end of the day, that's still doing what you want to do. Personally,
true.
I mean, it might be tiring. It might be exhausting even. I feel like that was something that happened to me before. It was like I felt burnt out. I felt burnt out multiple times when trying to pursue different things. But at the end of the day, it helped. So I feel like even though it was annoying, I wanted to get to this point. I want to get into an even higher point. But I still feel like in the grand scheme of things, I was doing what I wanted to do. If that makes any sense.
Yeah, for sure. You always just like, I say all the time too, I'm never going to do anything I don't want to do again. But I still go to a pretty shitty job at the moment.
Yeah, but at the same time, that's like, you're putting yourself in the best situation.
Exactly. I want to go there so I can help, improve my situation down the road. So, and at the end of the day, I am doing what I want to do. Just not directly.
Yeah. But by the time, the time will come, as long as you're actively trying to pursue the stuff that you want to do, as long as your vision isn't blocked, as long as you don't become too complacent. I mentioned becoming complacent earlier when I was talking about content creating and everything. As long as you're not complacent with what you got, I feel like you can be great. You might not be great for long, but you can be great at some point. And that might be the thing that will truly make you happy in your life. Honestly, it might not even be something where it's lasting for years on top of years on top of years of you being at your pinnacle of success in terms of, well, I don't know. Some people, that's, as you mentioned before, some people think of success differently. As long as if that's your happiness, I guess you might still stay there. I mean, you get up there, you might just stay up there.
Yeah.
But just for me, if in terms of statistics or something like that, if I can eventually get to the point where I feel like I did that with my channel, with Twitch, with YouTube and everything, even if the stats drop later on, I did that. I'm happy. I did that. I'm fine. I might not be as popping, but I'm happy I got to that point. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're happy you got to the top of the mountain, and if you come down, you can still say you were there. Or maybe not top of the mountain, but I don't know, whatever you wanted to call it.
And that's why I mentioned it might not happen for long. You being great, it might not be there for long, but at least you can say it off. Whatever you did, it paid off because you stayed focused. You kept in your mind what you wanted to do. You pursued that, and you were great.
Be great. That's all anyone can ask you to do.
Be great. I say that all the time. I say that all the time in my streams. I don't say it as much as my YouTube videos, but I say it in the streams all the time. Be great. Be great. Don't do something. Do something. Be great. I don't care what it is. Be great.
Good advice. I love that. I love it. All right, so I'm gonna ask you a little few technical / opinionated questions, because I hear different things from a lot of different people, and I want to get the perspective of somebody who actively does work within the like YouTube space and the like online content creation space. How do you feel about YouTube as a platform?
As a platform, well, I'm into the gaming realm of YouTube. So it's kind of hard for me to speak on some of the, because it's different communities in YouTube. It's different communities. There's different categories on YouTube. Honestly, with YouTube, for me personally, I sometimes can think it's hot because it gives people a chance to find what I've uploaded maybe even years ago. It gives them the opportunity to see what I've done. Gives them the opportunity to learn a bit about me, and they can comment and all that other stuff. They can follow me on Twitter. I feel like it's nice in terms of putting yourself out there. But do I feel like it could be better? Yeah. Because I don't know, me personally, my click-through rate, and some of y'all might not know what click-through rate is. Pretty much that's just the rate of, if somebody sees your video, are they going to click on it? My click-through rate is very good. So with that being the case, you would expect me to get a whole lot of views all the time, right? But
yeah,
my videos don't get suggested a lot. So that kind of hurts me. I was talking about that one time on stream. It's like, yeah, I mean, when my videos are put out there, people click on them, but they don't get put out there like that. But I don't know. It's kind of a back and forth thing. Sometimes it can be hot, sometimes it cannot. That's really how it is. Sometimes it can really feel like YouTube is really pushing your stuff to the point where you feel like your hard work and effort is being rewarded. And there's other times where it can honestly feel like it's just not being rewarded at all. As I mentioned before, that one video got like 40, it's probably at 50K now. That was something that happened to me for the first time in, I would say, a month or two. And it's not like I did anything spectacular in the video. It's not like I did anything much different than what I've been doing with my other content. It's just that one got shown off. And I feel like that can hurt you as a content creator. Just knowing that you did this you've been doing this for a while, but only one of them really is getting shown off like crazy. All the other stuff is just put on the back burner. And sometimes you might think, well, this video is literally better than that. Y'all not gonna do this type thing. But as I said, I definitely feel like YouTube is cool. But do I feel like it could be better? It's easier to say this as a content creator than somebody who actually works on the algorithm and everything. But I feel like it hurts to just see the stuff happen the way it does.
Yeah.
Whereas, and they're not as transparent with the content creators as Twitch is. And I know you didn't want to do. I don't know if did you want to do that comparison?
Yeah, sure. Go ahead. Yeah.
Okay. All right. So when it comes to being transparent, I've literally had tests run on me as a content creator, and I didn't know a test was being ran on me. Like the whole thumbnail situation, they weren't showing off my custom thumbnails, and they weren't telling me that they weren't showing off my custom thumbnails. So pretty much I was making thumbnails for no reason, but they weren't telling me that. But Twitch literally will let you know anything they change. And Sadomi, you probably know that yourself. I mean, they'll just email you. Literally anything they do with Twitch, they'll email you. Their Twitter page, if anything goes wrong in the slightest on Twitch, they post. I feel like in terms of supporting the content creators, I feel like Twitch probably does a better job. YouTube, yeah.
Now with that, do you chalk it up to like the size of the platforms? Because even though Twitch is pretty big, YouTube's like household.
It's bigger.
It's household.
Yeah. And I feel like that does have something to do with it. But at the same time, I saw a post the other day where somebody, you might have seen it. I don't know if you did, but someone posted a picture of an ad that popped up on YouTube. It was a porn ad, actually. And it wasn't like one of those Playboy ads or anything like that, like how they try to get you to purchase and stuff. It was literally like, you know, like I don't
like
know,
on Brazzers.com.
Yeah,
the
like,
sidebar ads.
Like, it was literally the sex itself, bro. Like it was literally sex itself, and I was just like, he got that in her. Like, what's going on? This is a little too wild to be on YouTube. And the person that posted it, they said, "Team YouTube, like what is going on?" And they were like, "I'm sorry if you like this ad." I don't know. I'll have to find the tweet. I want. Matter of fact. Let me see. You might have to edit this. I'm gonna see if I can find it.
It's okay. Find that.
I'm gonna see if I can find this, because this was absolutely crazy to me. I'll find it because it's not too far down, if I recall correctly. Because I posted it like myself. I was over here like, y'all can't be serious. Y'all can't be serious. Y'all really just did this?
I don't put it past them.
It was wild to me. Let me find it. That's it. No, it's not. It was really wild though. I just can't find it at this point in time. Oh, here it is. Got it. It said, "Thanks for bringing this to our attention. If you believe that any ad violates the YouTube's policies, here's how you can report it for review using AdWords feedback," and gave like a link. And it's like, bro, you see this? Like I feel like that's, and that might just be a bot. Honestly, that might just be a bot. I wouldn't be surprised if that is a bot. And as you said, with them being bigger, that would be more understandable. But it's just the fact stuff like that actually happens. Stuff to that magnitude actually happens. Stuff happens all the time with YouTube, where you just have to sit there and just be like, this is clearly not okay. Like, it was one time somebody dislike botted a lot of my videos. Me and my homies, he was dislike botting a lot of our videos. I provided proof to YouTube agents, multiple YouTube agents. Literally, it was real people. Went to them, supplied the information, showed pictures, showed all the evidence to show that this dude was blatantly doing this. He said he was doing it. And we were saying the only way you can really stop this at this point is to do an IP ban. There's no way you can stop this except for doing an IP ban, and that is punishable. Ugh, I can't even say that. Punishable by IP ban. That is. So we're just like, okay, well, he's doing this. He won't have access to the site anymore, right? That man did it whenever he wanted. And we hit up YouTube. It was a huge thing going on for a while on my channel. I have arcs on my channel for the people that don't know that. We have our arcs. We go through stuff. It was one time a content creator with over 2 million subs stole my content and everything, man. We've had our arcs. And that matter of fact, that was happening around the same time as a dislike bot. So a dislike bot was like a mini arc. but that was happening and it was hurting my channel. And I was just hurt to know that somebody could just sit there and put my channel down. And YouTube basically won't do anything about it. They're just sitting there. It's like, oh, yeah, well, we'll look into this. I just showed you it. What do you mean? I provided video proof to show that this wasn't Photoshop. I provided video, provided pictures. I don't know what more to do at that point. It's just wild to me that sometimes it really feels like you're just not getting support. Really.
Yeah,
that's just how I feel.
It's really rough. And it's amazing how people who don't even have like that much power can really fuck up someone's like channel. Yep.
And that's the thing with Twitch and everything. That can't. Well, if you were to mess with someone's Twitch channel, they would have to have done something themselves, or you really will have to have power. You said somebody without power.
Yeah.
With Twitch. If I had a lot of clout, and somebody just who didn't have as much clout as me tried to, I don't know, say stuff about me on stream. Say I raid him with, I don't know how many people watching my stream, and we just go crazy. And I mean that could ruin his channel. That could hurt him. But as you said, it's literally some people nobodies. And that, as a matter of fact, if I recall correctly, that dude might have been stealing other people's content too. I don't even remember. I think that was a different situation. But still, the fact that people can just go out there and do stuff like that and suffer little to no consequences is just wild to me. I feel like the only times where someone actually faced consequences was when I struck their channel down, or I struck their videos down because they stole my content. That's happened a lot. That's happened actually a lot. People stole my content. But with the dislike bot and everything, it hurts to know that somebody can just be sitting there saying, well, we don't feel like showing off your channel today, so here you go. Have this. Hold this. You're not going to be successful today. You're not. In terms of stats, you're just not.
Yeah. See, for me, like, whenever I hear stories like that, that just makes me advocate even more for diversifying where you are. Not just being on one platform. Because all it takes is for, like I said, I know another big YouTuber, Billiam. He got his channel completely taken down randomly. No information or anything for like a week because he had one video of one game that a company was like, yeah, we're taking all of our videos down. Oh, it was Club Penguin. You heard about that, right?
You hate to see it. You hate to see it. You hate to see it.
Yeah, and like he didn't do anything wrong. It was all like good too. He just made like, it was just, and literally all his entire channel, not just one video, the entire channel just
I've heard that happening to a few people.
Oh my god, that is. Because some people, that's like part of their livelihood too. So it's, you know, God, that's scary.
Yep. And sometimes, this happened multiple times, I've gotten false copyright claims where people would claim a song or something that I used in my video as theirs. It literally wasn't even them. It wasn't their song. Why? So they're getting revenue from this. It's not even their song. Why? YouTube. Y'all can't be real. Y'all can't be serious with this. And sometimes, well, almost every single time, when I would, what's the word? But you can fight back.
Yeah, you can dispute it.
And when I would do that, normally I would win, But at the same time, it just hurts to know that at some point I wasn't getting anything from this. But he was, or she was. Why is that?
And they keep it too, don't they?
I believe so. I mean, I haven't gotten anything false from somebody else, but
yeah, you're wholesome.
Yeah, so
my man.
I guess I don't know. It's just weird to me, man. It hurts. It hurts to know. Because sometimes when stuff gets copyrighted, they won't even show it in some countries. So, what can you do?
Yeah, and YouTube really doesn't care about fair use. They just care about not getting sued. And they know that like, WMD got better lawyers than, you know, little old us.
Yeah.
They got a team. They got a whole like first round draft pick of lawyers. While we got
a whole lineup. All-Star game. That joint came on last night.
We got the Tuesday night leaguers over here.
Going crazy.
Oh man. So that's one thing I really wanna see improve from YouTube. Just like their protection of content creators, or at least implement systems that aren't as easy to abuse. Because I think that once you become a verified content creator, I'm not sure if that's like a thing. It is, right? Yeah, it's like a thing on YouTube, verified. You get like priority. Hey, this video, it has like issues, so we're just gonna just hold the fund until it's resolved, then like send that out, or like not suppress it, but it's like we'll investigate before we take action, instead of like, yo, you stole my video. Who are you? I'm Joe Schmo. What's your channel? I have none. What's him? Oh, that's Zenkai. Yeah, no, fuck Zenkai. We'll give you here. Don't sue us.
You said that pretty true, because I've seen some people. I remember it was one. This one this one made me hot. It was one dude who freestyled on a beat that one of my friends made. One of my friends made this. And I used it for my video, the beat, because my friend told me I could use it for my video. I asked him beforehand if I could. Said yes. So I used it. Then, like a few months later, this little kid, it didn't seem like he was older than 14, man. He was freestyling on it. Had the whole little music video and everything. I asked my friend, do you know who this is? He said, no, why? And I said, because he's using a beat. He was like, what? And I was like, yeah, and he copyrighted my video. What? And it's just crazy to me. Somebody can just come out of the cut and claim stuff like that. That's just wild to me. Months later, too. Months later.
Wow.
How?
See, I'm a savage type, okay? If that happened to me, I would be hot too. In fact, I'd be a little extra, but all right, let me find this kid's phone number. I'm gonna call his house and be like, listen, your son Jermaine, yeah, he caught stealing. He was stealing from the Quickie Mart, from the 7-Eleven. I know his mama gonna whoop his ass if he got a mama. He probably don't, but
no guidance at all in those. That don't be wild, bro. I'm not gonna lie though, when it comes to stuff like that, well, sometimes if it's a video that I know isn't really like it hasn't got views in months, I don't even care. I'm like, you weirdo, I don't even care, whatever. You want to copyright that? All right, whatever. I don't even know how you found that video, but okay. But it's most of the time I clap back. I might take your channel down. Don't try. Like it's been a few times people tried me with the 2 million sub YouTuber. Almost took his channel down. The only reason why I didn't is because I knew for a fact if I took his channel down, he was going to send like that whole fan base over here.
You want to start that war?
I turned that into something positive. I like threatened him, and he started giving me shout outs and stuff, and then my videos started getting more views for a short bit of time because he gave me like a few shout outs and some vids. But I was just like, I'll take this down. Like, if you're not, I'm going to. And this one strike right here, I'm making sure this stays here. Just to let you know, I'm not playing. So he said, okay, I just won't ever do it again. And I'll make sure to give you some shout outs in the next few videos. I'm not even gonna use your I'm not even gonna use your intro literally anymore. He was using my intro, yo.
Oh,
yeah.
why people do
and
that?
I was like, but my thing is, if he wanted something, I could have made it for him.
Yeah, like
I could have made
like,
it for him.
Okay, question: if you have clout, you don't need to steal. Your clout is payment sometimes. I hate saying it that way, but like it's.
I'm not gonna hold you. He could have. Well, this is my thing, and I told him, I said, bro, honestly, and as you said, with how much clout he had, I was like, if you just gave me a shout out when in your description when you would use the intro, not even when like any other video, but and not even saying my name or anything, just put it in the description so that people know this is not yours. I made this. And I feel like ultimately I would end up getting paid more off of that than you giving me like $15 out of the cut. So
yeah, and it's a more natural transaction too. It doesn't feel, well, at least for me, I don't know, it's weird when you bring money into certain things like direct cash. It becomes a business transaction, and so for me, even though I love business transactions, I'm very strict on my business transactions. But with like, hey, scratch my back, I'll scratch your back. I'm cool like that. Way more flexible.
I like that more.
Yeah, it feels easier to work with. Because you don't got to budget it all out. But, okay, is this worth this? I can do that for that.
Yeah.
Boom.
One of my homies, one of my homies who makes my emoticons and stuff for Twitch and everything. You know MDA, right?
Yeah, I know MDA.
Yeah, he makes my emoticons, and he'll just do stuff for me. I remember it was one day where I don't recall if he asked me for it, but I remember I just like threw him 100 or something like that, and he was like, "Yo, why?" And I was like, "What do you mean why? Like you've done all this for free. What do you mean why? No, you're going to hold this. What do you mean? No, we're not doing this.
Hold this bill.
You scratch my back, I scratch yours. This is how we doing this. I still feel like that 100 was like a little less. Matter of fact, I'm probably ready to throw him something else later.
I'm just curious. I'm curious about this on a personal level. Are you okay talking about finances or no? You want to keep that more?
In terms of what?
Just like how CPM works for you and all that. Not actually exact amounts or anything, but like.
Sure.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm really fine with it.
All right. Cool. So,
okay.
I always wondered,
like, what months are hot, or like what months is that what we're going into? Like what month is hot and when it's down, that type of thing.
Yeah, pretty much. Like, what do you notice about like bringing in revenue from doing YouTube videos that you wouldn't expect a normal person, like that the normal viewer, to know?
Let me just tell y'all right now. Your golden months are November and December. Those are going to be your blessings. January too. Actually, not January ain't. February is pretty whack to me. I can't remember exactly. It's either January or February where it's just it's terrible. And it's wild because, as I said, November, December. I think December is the best month. Is cake. You getting cake. Like, you're getting so much more money for your content than what you normally would, to the point where you feel like it's unreal. But I'm not gonna hold you. If you're a content creator, you gotta pay your own taxes and stuff. So I mean, you get that money, you better hold on to it. You can't let that go. That's your tax money right there.
Yeah, that's actually one thing I do like about having a normal 9 to 5, like normal like day job. They hold your taxes for you. You don't gotta worry about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
so if you're not very well informed on taxes and stuff like that, and you feel like you can just hold those, try to just take a little bit from those. I say a little bit. You might have to take a lot of it from those last few months, because you really are going to get paid more within those final months of the year. By final month of the year, you're gonna get paid more. So take that, hold that, and say, I like what I'm saying. I don't want to see you go. I know you're gonna have to go though. This is better for both of us. You just gotta say, I'm not gonna go to jail. Everything's gonna be okay. It's just sad to see you go, but you're gonna have to go.
Gotcha. Now,
it's one of those things.
Also with monetization, do you notice what kind of videos that you make are more slated for demonetization versus, you know, still being monetized?
Well, nowadays, I'm gonna be real. I make anything, and it's going to be monetized. They fixed their monetization, but I was actually going to speak on that earlier. To you, how you probably remember at some point YouTube was having issues with that bot. Lord have mercy. You could not curse in your video. I'm not saying you should be, but you could literally not curse in your video, show any type of violence, anything like that. I remember one of my friends uploaded himself eating an apple just to try to test this. And it got demonetized. It got hit with the yellow dollar sign.
What?
The yellow dot. That's why I used to call it a yellow dot. He got hit with the yellow dot. And that's, at that point, I would tell y'all, like, if YouTube was still like this, and I remember when you asked me how's YouTube and everything, I would have told you straight up, YouTube is absolute shit. Do not do. If you had told me that, I would have said, do not. No, YouTube trash. Just because that was one of the dark times for YouTube. That was a dark time, because when your videos would get demonetized or when they wouldn't get shown off as much, I said that would be the result of getting demonetized. When a video is set not to show off ads and stuff, YouTube's not going to show it off as much, because when they show off ads and stuff, YouTube is making money as well. But if that video can't make money, you're going to see that decrease in exposure for the video. And that happened with a lot of people. A lot of people's channels literally were dying. A lot of people were not making money at all. And there's some people that literally lived out by, see, I live with my parents, but there were some people older than me. See, I'm 21, but there's some people older than me that'll be in their 30s, do YouTube, live by themselves, do this. They don't have anyone else in the house, live by themselves. This is what they do. There is YouTube. It's not Twitch. It's no Mixer. It's no podcast like Sadomi's doing. It's literally nothing but their content that they're creating. Hopefully they can get a video out once a day. Some people are big enough to the point where they can upload one once a week, but that wasn't cutting it because they wouldn't get paid at all. At all. And that hurt. That was one of the worst feelings ever. That was one of the darkest times. I remember one dude, I can't remember his exact name. One dude actually lost his home because of that. I remember people were talking about that. That was wild to me. The fact that a bot, that was literally the bot, can just ruin you. And that's why, as you said, it's important to have different platforms to try to promote yourself on, because if YouTube becomes your only thing, even Twitch, anything, if anything becomes your only thing, well, if something goes wrong
that's my biggest fear. Because
it's crazy, man.
Oh man, I've learned it the hard way. I was actually, it was kind of awkward. I had quit my job at the time. I didn't have one lined up, so I was streaming, and I got like, I wasn't making like rent money at all, but like I got like a little bit enough to like, you know, give me food, keep me eating, keep me good.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
I was saving, yeah. So by the time I had another job, I wasn't really hankering that bad for like rent money. I was like still good. So if I didn't have that second like avenue of income, I would have been fucked.
You just would have been done. I mean, we done. Like it hurts. That's why, as you said, just have more than one option, more than one means of bringing in some revenue for yourself.
I always say that
sometimes it's not even about revenue. Sometimes it's just about, some people genuinely just want to do this to, I wouldn't even say, I wouldn't say clout, but I guess it would be clout. Yeah. I mean, some people don't really worry about the money. They just want clout and everything. But I mean, what if your YouTube channel gets taken down and you don't have, you're not getting clout at that point then at all. Me personally, I started YouTube because I thought it'd be fun. And it is fun. It is fun. And that's my thing. I'm gonna have fun regardless. I'm gonna have fun regardless because I have different means of making content. And even when I wasn't getting paid because of the fact they had the demonetization stuff going on. I mean, I was still having fun in the process of doing it. Some people, as I said, though, just do this for clout. And what happens when your only means of having clout is taken away? When you're not getting your stuff showed off, then what? Then you're going to feel defeated. And that's just not a good feeling. That's just not a good feeling at all.
Yep. Just do not base your like happiness off of what anyone else can do. Just do things for yourself as best as you can. You know, sometimes you gotta do what you gotta do. Like those people who make those like, you know, those videos like, okay guys, we're talking about this news and that just happened. I have no details on it whatsoever, but it just broke. People are gonna Google it, so they're gonna click on my video. You know those videos, right?
I was like, I don't really know what's going on. This came out. I'm gonna look into it right now. That type of thing. That's where I just went into like live commentary mode right now. But I don't know. I don't really know what's going on. I'm going to look into this right now. Matter of fact, let me pull this up for you guys. I've done that a few times on stream, but that's a stream.
Stream's different. Stream's different.
We hopping in here.
Yeah, that's way different because if something drops on stream, you can.
You're live. You're live.
Yeah, you have to do it then. You can't just be like, oh, I'm gonna wait like to off, read it, and then post a video. It's like that would be the, you know, probably best quality option, but it's not the logical sit option because then it's a hot
now sometimes it's I feel like it is the better thing to just record yourself going about reading the stuff for the first time, just because sometimes it might be one of those informative videos. Maybe you're in your community, like how I'm in the game, stuff like that. Sometimes you might want to get out information before literally everyone else, because you know how YouTube works. You're not gonna have that time to study, man. You're just gonna hop in, get it out. But there's some people that aren't even focused on that. They're just, I feel like they just approach it with a lazy mindset. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
That's how I feel.
That was beautiful. I gotta say, this is a fun episode. I like it.
Yeah.
I like
do it again.
Oh, for
sure. I want to do
sure.
something again.
I'm definitely bringing everyone back almost for like at least round 2, because every time I do this episode or do this this podcast, I always learn something different and get like a different like perspective.
I'm dead. No pun intended. No pun intended.
But yeah, yo, Zenkai, it was great having you on today. I appreciate you.
I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me.
Anytime. And as always, where can people find you?
You can find me on Twitter at DBZenkai _. You can find me on YouTube at DBZenkai. You can find me on Twitch, DBZenkai. You can find me pretty much anywhere. DBZ. Just type it in. I'm not the game. You might find a game. I'm not the game. I'm a human being. You find a human being, that's me.
There's a game called DBZenkai?
Well, it's called Dragon Ball Zen. It's called like Dragon Ball Zenkai Battle Royale, something like that.
It's kind of like some extra. It's a mobile game, isn't it?
I think it's an arcade game or something like that. I don't think it's in the US. I don't think it's in the US. Regardless, it's not me.
Yeah, gotcha. Alrighty, my man. Well, thank you again, and everyone. I will catch you all later. Bye bye.